الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا وسندنا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا كثيرا. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولا تكتموا الشهادة. صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Respected brothers, elders, youngsters, mothers and sisters listening at home, there are things that happen in the world and they will happen in the world. Some may be incidents that we prefer, some may be incidents that we do not prefer. Some things may happen that we may feel comfortable with, and some will happen that we may feel uncomfortable with. But this is the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the decision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the will of Allah Jalla Ula. Things will happen, things will take place. But obviously the human has been sent as a test into the place of test, so that the reaction and the action and the deed of this human can be judged. The faith, the trust of this human can be checked and tested. The issues of Palestine take place. The issues of Syria take place. The incidents in Afghanistan take place. The floods in Bangladesh take place. The earthquakes around the globe take place. Each and every single thing, for some people it's a test, for some people it's a warning, but the end result is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wants to see my reaction, my turning point. What do I do in these incidents? Do I turn to Allah? Do I turn away from Allah? Do I bow down to Allah? Or do I ignore the adhan, the muazzin and the masjid and the house of Allah? What is my reaction? Do I pray to Allah? Do I supplicate to Allah? Do I ask from Allah? Or do I turn to other rulers and other human beings and other idols, dead living bodies? My reaction is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to see. Am I grateful to Allah or am I ungrateful to Allah? Have I got patience and do I trust Allah? Or am I impatient and I go against the commands of Allah? Each and every single thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will ask us, what did you do? He will inform us what we did. He will judge us according to our reaction to each and every single incident that took place in my life, that took place in your life. Each and every single creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will be judged on the day of judgment, when there is no master but Allah, when there is no one, no controller except for Allah, when there is no king except for Allah. The trumpet will be blown, everything will finish, nothing will move, nothing will breathe, nothing will go up, nothing will come down. There will be nothing except for Allah. Allah will say, Limanil mulkul yawm, for whom is the kingdom today? Aaj kiski badshahat hai? Kahan hai wo badshah? Kahan hai wo zimmedaran? Kahan hai wo sab? Ain al muluk? Kahan hai wo badshah? Where are the kings? Limanil mulkul yawm, for whom is the kingdom today? Lillahil wahid al qahhar. It is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He alone will be the one who will judge. He alone will be the one. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when everyone comes back alive, He will be the one who will judge. He will be the one who will allow you to pass into Jannah. And He will be the one who will stop us from entering into Jannah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all. So this is a reality. This is a reality. Now obviously we live in a system. We live in a system. The purpose of the creation of the human was for khilafah. The purpose of the human's creation, it was for khilafah. So the human can be the representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the face of earth. So that he can represent Allah. So he can bring out the commandments of Allah. The law and the rule, everything to be made according to Allah's command, according to the teachings of His beloved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But sadly, in the absence of khilafah, we have a democratic world. Now, the questions will come, people will say, people will speak, people will object, people will quarrel, there will be debates. Or is it permissible? Is it not permissible? Is it allowed? Is it not allowed? Leaving all of that aside. But is it necessary? Yes, it is necessary. It is necessary for us to cast our votes. Reason being is because the Muslims have been sidelined. The voice of the Muslim population has been sidelined. When the Muslims demanded a ceasefire, even the non-Muslims, when they demanded a ceasefire, their voices were sidelined, they were ignored, blind eye was turned to them. They came out in the millions on the streets of London, not once, but more than once, not twice, but more than twice, but yet they were still ignored. The voice of the public was ignored. So now it's the time where you make sure your voice really matters. Now it's the time where you prove to them, remember when you ignored us, we will tell you our votes really matter. And by that, we will not allow anyone, we will try our best to make sure we do not vote for anyone that has blood spilling, dripping from their hands, and their hands and their arms are all soaked in blood of innocent Muslim civilians around the world. We will make sure of that, inshallah. So voting, it's a reality, it is necessary. We won't say, is it permissible, is it okay, is it not permissible? But what we will say, it is necessary. It is important that we vote, because our voice must be heard. Our voices must be acknowledged. Our voices must be accepted. And the people should understand that the voice and the Muslim vote bank, it is important. Now, we'll have individuals sitting on national TV, sidelining an entire complete nation with their racist comment that we will send them back to Bangladesh. Many people are coming from Bangladesh, actually naming them on national TV. Alanke, why? What was the need for all of this? It is just to prove to the world, to prove to the establishment that we have picked our side. We have chose our battle against the Muslims. We have chose our battle against people of different race. It's a clear-cut message. So if after them comments and after such decisions, after them choosing their side, if Asda was still to vote for them, that particular group, then we should judge our own selves. We should really judge our own selves. What is vote, my respected brothers? It's you becoming a witness. It's you interceding for someone. It's you becoming a witness. Is this person really worthy of being my representative in the parliament? Is this person really worthy of having such a post where he will be my voice, where he will represent me? Is this person really worthy of fulfilling the rights of the people of the locality? That's what vote really is. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says regarding intercession, interceding for someone, becoming a witness for someone. Allah Jalla Ula farmate hai, وَلَا تَكْتُمُ الشَّهَادَةِ. Do not hide your gawahi. Do not hide you becoming a witness. अपनी गवाही को छुपाना मत. ये वोट देना ये बहैसियत गवाह के आप दे रहे कि भाई मैं गवाह हूँ, ये शख्स इस काबिल है. मैं गवाही देता हूँ कि ये शख्स इस काबिल है कि ये पार्लियामान में जाकर हमारी नुमाइंदगी कर सके. ये शख्स इस काबिल है, इसका किरदार साफ है कि ये मेरी नुमाइंदगी के लिए मैं इसको मुंतखब करता हूँ. Allah फरमाते वला तक्तुमुश शहादा. Do not hide your vote. It does not say vote, it says shahada. Do not hide your gawahi. You becoming a witness, do not hide it. وَمَنْ يَكْتُمْهَا فَإِنَّهُ آثِمٌ قَلْبُهُ. The one who hides, the one who covers. You know someone is a good person and you hide that and you don't show to the public this person is appropriate. فَإِنَّهُ آثِمٌ قَلْبُهُ. That is a sin within the heart. Respected brothers, now the system we are in, we have to navigate ourselves within the systems to put ourselves in a position so that we may make a change. हम जिस निज़ाम में हैं ये सेक्युलर निज़ाम है, इस्लामी निज़ाम नहीं, लेकिन इसी निज़ाम में दाखिल होकर अपने आप को इस काबिल बनाना है कि हम कोई तब्दीली ला सकें. निज़ाम का ही मुकम्मल इनकार कर देना, निज़ाम, just to ignore the system completely, that means you are doing nothing so that you can get nothing. Don't do nothing so that you can get nothing and all you do is complain after. The one who does not vote has no right to attack the government. The one who does not vote has no right to question their representatives in the parliament. If you have casted your vote, you have the right to speak up. You have the right to question that person. Baba, I gave you my vote. What have you done for me? If you have not casted your vote, you don't have the right to question them. It's simple. You do something and expect a little change at least. Do something, change something. Do nothing, do something, change something is better than doing nothing and changing nothing. Taking a practical step. Now, there is something called, in Islamic jurisprudence, there is something called a smaller darar over a greater darar. Darar means harm. Choosing a smaller harm over a greater harm. At least I can have one person in there screaming on top of his lungs and saying, stop the genocide that is taking place in Gaza. At least I can have someone representing me that will boycott such events and say we are not a part of this session that is taking place. So like that the people of Luton are protected. I'd rather have such individuals like that. So choosing a smaller harm over a greater harm, it is important in Islam. Meaning protecting one from harm, it is a priority, even though if that means you will have to choose a smaller harm to protect the community from greater harm, it is important for one to choose the smaller harm. And dalil for this is from the Quran. When Musa alayhi salatu was salam, when he traveled with Khidr alayhi salam, Amma Safina, Musa alayhi salam, they traveled on the boat. They went from one side to the other side. And after that, what happens? Khidr alayhi salatu was salam, he damages the boat. Musa says to him, "Oh Khidr, what have you done? These people that have done so much for us, these people that have taken us from one side to the other, and this is how we repay them by you damaging that boat?" Musa Khidr alayhi salatu wasalam replies, "Amma safina fakanat limasakin." This boat, it belonged to the miskeens, the poor, those that were in need. يَعْمَلُونَ فِي الْبَحْرِ. And they used to work in the ocean, meaning they would take people around. That boat was used as a form of transport for people. That boat was used for fishing in the ocean. So therefore, that boat, these people, they used to work. These were poor and needy people. They would work. This boat was a mean of income for them. But وَكَانَ مَلِكٌ يَعْمَلُونَ فَأَرَدْتُ أَنْ أَعِيبَ. I decided to make it damage. I decided to damage it. Why did I damage it? وَكَانَ وَرَاءَهُمْ. Because behind it, مَلِكٌ يَأْخُذُ كُلَّ سَفِينَةٍ غَصْبًا. There was a tyrant ruler who would take every single individual's boat. So therefore, if I damage it, it's a small darar. It is better than this boat not being damaged and the tyrant ruler taking this boat of them completely. It's in the Quran. बाज फरमाते कि भाई दलील क्या है तुम्हारे पास छोटे ज़रर को तरजीह देने का बड़े ज़रर पर? अल्लाह रब्बुल इज़्ज़त ने कुरान मजीद फुरकान हमीद में फरमा दिया, जब मूसा अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम का सफ़र हुआ खिज़र अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम के साथ, जब समंदर पार करने लगे, एक किश्ती में दोनों हज़रात तशरीफ़ फरमा गए और जब वहाँ पहुँचने लगे खिज़र अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम ने किश्ती को तोड़ डाला, कुछ हिस्सा उसका नुकसान कर दिया। तो मूसा अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम ने फरमाया, अरे खिज़र क्या कर दिया आपने? इन्होंने हमें यहाँ से वहाँ तक पहुँचाया, हमारे साथ एहसान का मामला फरमाया और आपने इनकी किश्ती को ही नुकसान में डाल दिया। तो खिज़र अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम फरमाने लगे कि ये जो किश्ती है ये मिस्कीनों की किश्ती है, ये जिनकी मिल्कियत है वो हज़रात वो मिस्कीन है और वो इसी समंदर इसी बहर में काम करते हैं, अपने लिए मछलियाँ पकड़ते हैं, दूसरों को यहाँ से वहाँ तक पहुँचाते हैं। लेकिन समंदर के उस किनारे पर एक जालिम बादशाह है और जिसकी किश्ती भी दुरुस्त हो वो इस किश्ती को ज़ब्त कर लेता है, कब्ज़ा कर लेता है। तो लिहाजा मैंने थोड़ा सा ऐब इस किश्ती में डालकर बड़े ऐब से बड़े नुकसान से इन लोगों को बचा दिया। तो इस्लाम में ये भी एक तसव्वुर है कि छोटे नुकसान को तरजीह दो बड़े नुकसान पर। Those that are completely against voting choose a smaller harm over a greater harm. It is better, and it is the teaching of Islam as well. Now, in a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is mentioned by Abu Sa'id, سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول من رأى منكم منكرا فليغيره بيده فإن لم يستطع فبلسانه فإن لم يستطع فبقلبه وذلك أضعف الإيمان أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والتسليم. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, on the authority of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, he says that I heard Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam mention, Man ra'a minkum munkaran, whosoever from amongst you sees a unjust act taking place, anything that Islam has told us not to do, anyone sees that, فَلْيُغَيِّرْهُ بِيَدِهِ, they should be able to stop it with the power of their hand. Now this normally comes for authorities, those that have the authority to establish that authority using force. They can stop such injustice taking place. Now, فَإِن لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ فَبِلِسَانِهِ, the one who does not have that power, they should use their tongue. Tongue would mean your tongue physically, verbally, using your mouth, giving out the speeches and the interviews and also typing, also writing, the journalists. Everyone that can stop something in just using the hand, they should do so. فَإِن لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ فَبِقَلْبِهِ, if they can't even do that, they should think of it. They should think of it as something bad is taking place within their heart, and that is أضعف الإيمان, the weakest point of Iman, for a person to think at least something bad, something injustice is taking place. Now me and you, we can make that change. Me and you, we can make that change, and that change will come when on the 4th of July, when you cast your vote. And make sure, brothers, make sure, please do not cast your vote for those people who have been sympathizing with Israel's terrorist acts against the Palestinians. Our foreign policies have become such where every second day the blood of innocent Muslim civilians, innocent civilians everywhere, their blood is spinning down, and you do not want to be a part of their genocide by voting for the exact same people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open up our eyes and give us the true understanding. And today's collection, Ummah Welfare Trust, will be outside. It's a food appeal for the people of Bangladesh. As we know, the flood hit there recently. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for all of them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us amongst those who can become some form of cure for them through our donations. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Subhanakallah wa nashhadu.